Wealth, power, and influence. Larry Fink has it all. He co-founded BlackRock, the world's largest asset management firm, controlling over $9 trillion in assets. His influence extends far beyond Wall Street, touching almost every aspect of the global economy. With a single decision, he can shape the future of industries, governments, and entire economies. Admired by many, criticized by others, there will never be another man quite like Larry Fink. This is his story. Larry Fink was born in 1952 in Van Nuys, California, into a middle-class Jewish family. His father owned a shoe store, and his mother taught English at a local high school. Despite not coming from wealth, Larry's parents emphasized education, and he excelled in his studies. He earned a degree in political science from UCLA, and later a Master of Business Administration from the UCLA Anderson School of Management. But what set Larry apart from the start was his curiosity about financial markets. Unlike most MBA students, Larry wasn't content just learning theory. He wanted to understand the underlying mechanics of the market. After graduating, he entered the financial world by joining First Boston in 1976. By 29, Larry was already on his way to becoming a major player in the investment world. However, his early career was not without setbacks. In 1986, Fink experienced a massive failure that nearly ended his career. One disastrous trade cost the firm $100 million, a huge blow to Fink's reputation. He later described this moment as a turning point, one that made him obsessed with understanding risk and mitigating it.
Yeah, but I quit. No, but there's a different story. I knew for the $100 million event happened in the 86, and I left in 88. Okay, so I stayed around but I knew I was leaving at that moment. The way how the firm.
Did that drive some of this too?
I was so angry at myself. No, it drove.
You were angry with yourself.
I was just mortified at myself.
Fink's response to this failure was not retreat, but innovation. He believed that risk could be better managed if there was more transparency and data. With this in mind, in 1988, he co-founded BlackRock with a handful of colleagues. Their goal was simple: to build an investment firm that specialized in risk management. But BlackRock was not just another asset management company. It was built on a groundbreaking technology platform called Aladdin, which stands for Asset, Liability, Debt, and Derivative Investment Network. Aladdin's ability to assess risk using data-driven algorithms revolutionized the way money was managed, allowing BlackRock to offer unparalleled insights to its clients. This technological edge would propel BlackRock into a global financial powerhouse. By the mid-1990s, BlackRock had grown exponentially. Fink's focus on transparency, risk management, and long-term thinking earned him the trust of the world's largest institutional investors, including pension funds, sovereign wealth funds, and governments. Under Fink's leadership, BlackRock became a trusted advisor during some of the most critical financial events of the 21st century. The 2008 financial crisis was Larry Fink's defining moment. As banks teetered on the brink of collapse, it was BlackRock's Aladdin system that provided clarity in the chaos. The US government turned to Fink to help manage the toxic assets that were destabilizing the economy. BlackRock became instrumental in managing the aftermath of the crisis, overseeing the $130 billion bailout of Bear Stearns and the winding down of AIG. Fink's influence during the crisis solidified his reputation as the most powerful man in finance. His firm's role in managing assets for the Federal Reserve and other central banks around the world gave BlackRock an almost godlike stature in the financial world. It wasn't just the size of the assets under management that made BlackRock powerful. It was the firm's ability to influence the very structure of the global financial system. BlackRock is more than just an asset management company. It's a global empire. The firm is the largest shareholder in some of the biggest companies in the world: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, JP Morgan Chase, and ExxonMobil. Through these investments, Fink controls not only money, but the very companies that influence your everyday life. He doesn't need to manage the day-to-day operations of these firms. His financial clout ensures that his voice is heard. This level of control has sparked intense controversy. Critics argue that BlackRock's influence over corporate governance is undemocratic, with some labeling the firm as the shadow government of corporate America. Others accuse Fink of using BlackRock's clout to push political and social agendas, especially through environmental, social, and governance (ESG) initiatives. In 2024, Fink continued to expand BlackRock's reach into China, despite rising tensions between Beijing and Washington. BlackRock remains one of the few Western firms with significant operations in China, holding large stakes in Chinese companies and securing approval to operate a wholly owned mutual fund business there. Fink sees China as a crucial part of BlackRock's long-term strategy, despite the risks. As the Chinese middle class grows, so does demand for investment products, and BlackRock wants to dominate this market. However, Fink's expansion in China has raised concerns about the firm's ability to navigate the regulatory environment, especially in light of Beijing's crackdowns on foreign firms. Meanwhile, BlackRock's involvement in geopolitical reconstruction efforts has further solidified its global role. In 2023, BlackRock was tapped to manage funds for Ukraine's reconstruction following the war with Russia. Some critics argue that BlackRock is exploiting the crisis for profit, while others see it as a necessary move to help rebuild a devastated nation. In 2024, BlackRock doubled down on its green energy initiatives, investing heavily in renewable energy projects and clean technology. However, Fink's ESG crusade is not without its critics. Conservative groups in the US accuse him of prioritizing social issues over financial returns, while environmentalists claim BlackRock's investments in fossil fuels make Fink's ESG rhetoric ring hollow. The controversy surrounding BlackRock's ESG strategy came to a head in 2024, when several US states, including Texas and Florida, launched investigations into whether BlackRock's ESG policies were hurting state pension funds. Critics argue that while Fink talks about sustainability, BlackRock continues to invest in companies like ExxonMobil and Chevron, contributing to the very problems Fink claims to want to solve. With so much power concentrated in one man's hands, it's no surprise that Larry Fink has become the subject of numerous conspiracy theories. Some believe that BlackRock, with its vast control over corporations and governments, is part of a secret cabal manipulating global events for profit. Others argue that Aladdin, BlackRock's AI-driven platform, is more than just a risk management tool. It's a system used to monitor and predict geopolitical events. Whether these conspiracies hold any truth is debatable, but what's undeniable is that BlackRock's influence continues to grow. And with Fink's ability to control everything from climate policy to financial markets, the line between corporate power and government authority is increasingly blurred. As BlackRock continues to grow, Larry Fink's legacy is still being written. His impact on global finance is undeniable, with BlackRock managing assets equivalent to the GDP of several large countries combined. His push for sustainable investing and corporate responsibility has reshaped the financial industry, influencing how companies operate and how investors think about their portfolios. Larry Fink's story is one of resilience, vision, and immense power. From his early days at First Boston to leading the world's largest asset manager, he has become one of the most influential figures in modern finance. Whether you admire or criticize him, there's no denying that Larry Fink has changed the financial world forever. While opinions may be divided on Larry Fink, there's no question that his influence reaches every corner of the globe. His legacy, like that of JP Morgan, will be felt for generations to come.